Greetings Commanders, KreeKree here, and this time we're doing a catch-up video. So 2 weeks worth of news. Some of it's going to be old news, but I'll put in timestamps for you. Starting on the 27th of April, so yes, going back that far. Francesca Wolf of the Wall-Glass Investigations Agency examines the Hesperus megaship and the Dredger clan that caused its recent discovery. This is what Francesca had to say. When the 𝗕𝗬𝗢 derelict received a strange signal, smart money was on it, originating from its sister ship, the Hesperus. Both were owned by Azimuth Biochemicals and had vanished 200 years ago. After a united effort to decode and trace the signal, independent pilots located the Hesperus in an asteroid belt around the second star of the Perseus Dark region, KC-VC2-2 system. Like the 𝗕𝗬𝗢, it was devoid of life, but not alone. Alongside it was a dredger whose proximity had triggered the Hesperus's mayday. This was a rare sighting of a Dredger clan, one of the nomadic tribes that Gunnison recently discussed. The Scrivener's clan was originally a fleet of research vessels for a long-forgotten academic consortium. Over centuries, they became a self-sufficient society, constantly acquiring materials and information. They're not aggressive, but shun outsiders and jealously guard their knowledge core. I'm fascinated by mentions of research surgeons and lector generals, suggesting their culture is a merger of scholastic and military. But the Hesperus, claimed as salvage by the Scriveners and its drive stripped, all chance of learning more was lost. Luckily, 4 encoded data files had resisted upload, and a gap in the dredger's antiquated firewalls allowed pilots to hack them. The decrypted logs have now been preserved for posterity in a nearby tourist beacon. They tell a disturbing story of corporate rivalry, murder, and revenge, but also leave many unanswered questions. We know that survivors abandoned ship to continue searching for alien artifacts. Did they all die in space, or did they find something? What did Azimuth's probes detect back in 3113? And who the hell is Salvation? The shadowy figure who contacted pilots to find the Hesperus. Now moving on to the 28th of April. ACT has confirmed receiving evidence that NMLA attacks were orchestrated by Imperator Hadrian Augustus de Vol, who immediately denied the claim. Landgrave Delacroix of the Neo-Marlinist Order of Madrid provided details to ACT that the isolationist group Nova Imperium is at the heart of the NMLA. In response, Hadrian de Vol made this statement: "These accusations are completely false. Our political stance is the exact opposite of Marlinalism, since we believe in restoring the Empire's traditions. Nova Imperium forces even fought against the terrorists in Madrid, as required by the Treaty of Pureza. As for Lady Astrid being a top NMLA agent, my wife has been a loyal Imperial commander since she first piloted a ship." Princess Aisling de Vol has publicly decreed the allegations and offered support to Hadrian de Vol. However, Senator Zemina Torval told the Senate, "Should we be surprised that an extremist organization performs extreme acts? That this arrogant boy who declares himself Imperator should turn to a violent rebellion once again? Enemies of the Empire must be punished, even those with de Vol blood." ACT is fully investigating the Landgrave's evidence and has asked for patience despite urgent demands for action from the Alliance, Empire, and Federation. Now to the 29th of April, there was a Pilots Federation alert, which is probably already done now. Data deliveries are required by competing initiatives to increase or decrease civilian surveillance in the Federation. President Zachary Hudson has asked the public to contribute to making the Proactive Detection Bureau more effective. And this is what he said. The PDB requires access to lesser-known comms channels where terrorists and criminals lurk. Supplying it with data from multiple sources will allow us to root out more potential threats. The counter-campaign, Shadow President Felicia Winters aims to protect personal communications from being intercepted. And this is what she has to say. My duty is to help citizens preserve their constitutional right to privacy. If enough data can be gathered for baseline testing, we will distribute legal technology and techniques to secure against government intrusion. Both campaigns require deliveries of the following data types: anomalous bulk scan data, exceptional scrambled emissions data, specialized legacy firmware, and unusual encrypted files. To support President Hudson, pilots should deliver data to Wesley Dock at the 𝗕𝗬𝗢 system. To support Shadow President Winters, however, pilots should deliver data to 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗏 orbital in the rear system. Political analysts believe that since Hudson and Winters are organizing these projects personally, there may be repercussions for the security and stability of the systems where each has influence. Now, on that same day, there was another Pilots Federation alert, which I do believe is now finished as well, but I'll read about it anyway. The Aegis's anti-xeno research program has launched with the mass delivery of artifacts constructed by the Guardians. Many ancient caskets, orbs, relics, tablets, totems, and urns were found in the ruins of the mysterious civilization that collapsed over 1 million years ago. Pilots then transported these to the Delphi system for analysis. Professor Elba made this announcement. Everyone at Aegis is thankful for the impressive effort made by the galactic community. If we can gain new insights into Guardian technology from these samples, then funding and resources for our work may continue. Aegis has agreed to pursue the development of weaponry and defenses that might prove more effective against the Thargoids. However, as yet the research is in its early stages, and there are no signs of imminent breakthroughs. Pilots who delivered Guardian artifacts can now collect their rewards from Aegis research at the Alexandria megaship in the Delphi system. Now, on the 30th of April, yet again, another Pilots Federation alert. 5 new starports constructed by Archon Delane's recent campaign have now become fully operational. The orbit stations, which are run by the 𝗕𝗎𝗡 Council faction, are listed below. 𝗕𝗎𝗡 City in the Pegasus sector, PN-T C3-14 system in the Herma region. California Freepoint in the HIP-18390 system, the California Nebula. Crimson Exchange in the HIP-10792 system, the Sothis region. Fort Zeno in the HIP-62154 system in the Coalsack Nebula. Delane Terminus in the 𝗕𝗓𝗡 PC-K C9-91 system, that's in the Colonia region. The starports will provide a full range of services, although their low populations bring concerns that they may be understaffed. Additionally, security agencies in nearby systems express fears that since they are operated by the 𝗕𝗎𝗡 crew syndicate, they are likely to harbour black markets and promote illegal activity. Archcorsair K. Valentine, a senior member of the 𝗕𝗎𝗡 Council, addressed this when she told the Pegasus Sentinel. These starports exist solely to encourage trade, which is the lifeblood of our galaxy. Sometimes a little lifeblood can get spilled here and there, so I'm sure our new neighbours will become our protection, yes? Other factions have appeared in the 5 systems, including subsidiaries of Sirius Corporation. Several news feeds have speculated about an ambiguous connection between the Syndicate and the Megacorp, whose financial support might explain how the 𝗕𝗎𝗡 crew managed to extend so far beyond its territory. Now, on the 3rd of May, the Isolationist group faces an attack by both federal and imperial factions after accusations that Imperator Hadrian 𝗕𝗏 is the NMLA mastermind. The League of 𝗕𝗏 arrived in the 𝗕𝗏 system last week and quickly established a foothold. Admiral Natalia Lee, commanding the Harmony's SHIELD megaship, announced, "Our purpose is to eliminate the terrorist who slaughtered so many federal citizens. We advise the Empire to stand aside and allow us to deliver justice." Magister Julius Hellstrom of the Prussia Empire Consulate declared, "In the name of the Emperor, we stand ready to purge the NMLA from the Prussia system, and the Federation too, unless they withdraw." Hadrian 𝗕𝗏 has broadcast a message via Prussia News Network. "The NMLA faked my identity when dealing with the Neo-Manalist Order of Madrid, knowing the superpowers would do their work for them by killing another 𝗕𝗏. Nova Imperium will defend itself if necessary, but we are not responsible for any terrorist attacks." Actors still attempting to corroborate evidence provided by the Landgrave of Madrid. Praetor Leo Magnus, Nova Imperium security chief, is reportedly aiding their inquiries. The Senate has urgently requested a direction from the Emperor, but Chancellor Blaine declared Her Majesty cannot pass judgment upon a live investigation. And now on the 6th of May, there was a Pilots Federation alert. Open warfare has begun in the Prussia system between Nova Imperium and the League of 𝗕𝗏, a federal faction. Imperator Hadrian Augustus 𝗕𝗏 has been accused of masterminding the NMLA starport bombings, according to evidence provided to ACT. Admiral Natalia Lee, commanding the Harmony's SHIELD megaship, declared, "The Empire refuses to arrest a 𝗕𝗏, even when he and his organization are brutal terrorists. In the name of the hundreds of thousands of federal citizens they murdered, we will enact justice." Hadrian 𝗕𝗏 made an announcement from Dyson City, the home station of Nova Imperium. "This invasion of imperial space is based on false information. The Federation does not have the right to act as our judge, jury, and executioner. I call upon the Empire to come to our defense, as stipulated in the Treaty of Prussia." Nova Imperium is an isolationist group that believes in retaining imperial traditions and severing all ties with other superpowers. Hadrian 𝗕𝗏 is the illegitimate grandson of Emperor Hengist, whose heritage was officially acknowledged last November. ACT is currently working to verify claims that the Neo-Manalist Order of Madrid aided the NMLA on Imperator 𝗕𝗏's instructions. Now, on that same day, there was another Pilots Federation alert. President Zachary Hudson's call for data deliveries has enhanced civilian surveillance within the Federation. His campaign received more data than any request from Shadow President Felicia Winters, which aimed to offer ways of protecting communications against the interception by the Proactive Detection Bureau. For both initiatives, pilots delivered anomalous bulk scan data, exceptional scrambled emissions data, specialized legacy firmware, and unusual encrypted files. President Zachary Hudson hailed this show of public support for the federal government. "Our citizens deserve security, and with their contributions to the PDB's databases, we are now in a better position to protect them against terrorism." Analysts predict that the outcome will boost security for systems that fall within Hudson's personal sphere of influence. It is also expected that a loss of public support will reduce stability within systems where Winters has authority. Pilots who supported President Hudson can now collect their rewards from the Grizzly Dock in the NanoMIM system. Pilots who supported Shadow President Winters can now collect their rewards from Ido Orbital in the RIA system. And on the 7th of May, yet another Pilots Federation alert. The enigmatic Salvation has sent a message to the commanders he recently recruited to discover the Hesperus megaship. The vessel was found in the Hesperus Dark Region AC-V C2-2 system, after Salvation provided an access key to read its automated SOS. Pilots were then encouraged to deliver any surviving logs to Taurus Mining Ventures at the Hind Mine asteroid base in the 𝗕𝗏𝗨𝗜 system. Patience Middleton, a representative of the corporation, announced, Salvation has authorized us to offer 2 million credits or 10 units of void opals for delivering the 𝗕𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗘𝗏 logs. This contract ends on the 21st of May 3307, after which the payments will not be available. We have been asked to relay the message below. This is salvation. I call myself this as I cannot yet reveal my identity, but my scientific breakthroughs will literally save all of humanity. The 𝗕𝗏𝗧𝗔𝗬 and the 𝗕𝗓𝗡 were just the beginning, as I have always known. For my intrepid agents, there will be further work to come. Little is known about Taurus mining ventures, and salvation remains anonymous. Commanders are therefore being cautioned against undertaking tasks for a potentially criminal organization. And then on the 10th of May, the election of Alliance Prime Minister will take place on the 27th of May, having been postponed due to the Galactic Summit. 𝗕𝗬𝗢𝗕𝗏, political correspondent for the Alliance Tribune, reported, Prime Minister 𝗕𝗏𝗢𝗡𝗢's decision to postpone the election for 3 months caused enormous disruption and mass protests. This may have mortally wounded his campaign to be re-elected as head of government for a second 6-year term. With hindsight, it's clear that Man was prioritizing this serious treaty, a detailed proposal to unite the superpowers against the Thargoids. Unfortunately, the Galactic Summit was prematurely halted by the 9 Martyrs bombings before the treaty could be agreed. Although there were several candidates, Man's only serious challenger is Chancellor 𝗕𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗘𝗗𝗏 Kane. She has been a vocal critic of his expansionist policies and gained much public support for her focus on boosting trade between alliances systems. Electoral votes will be cast by members of the Alliance Assembly, whose decisions reflect popular opinion in their constituencies. No previous Prime Minister has served more than a single term, so it remains to be seen whether Man will defy precedent or Kane will follow the pattern of history. Now, on the 11th of May, there were widespread fears that current hostilities in the Parissa system may force the Empire and Federation to declare full-scale war. The situation has been covered by mainstream media. The Imperial Herald had said, Adrian might be the black sheep of the 𝗕𝗏𝗏 family, but should he die by Federation hands, Honor would demand retribution. Already the Imperial Navy is mobilizing in anticipation of the Emperor's reaction. The Federal Times had said, the evidence that Nova Imperium orchestrated the starport bombings is credible, but the possibility of a subterfuge remains. Could the NMLA really fake so many orders from Hadrian 𝗕𝗏 to such a believable standard? 𝗕𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗏 had said, an attack against a 𝗕𝗏 is an attack against us all. If he does turn out to be a terrorist, how dare those Fednecks try to judge our criminals for us? Seoul Today had said, hundreds of thousands dead, 500,000 wounded. Our people deserve retribution. But as usual, all the imposers care about is pandering to their monarchy. And then the Parissa News Network had said, the death toll is soaring as full-blown battles rage through our system. Parissans are terrified at facing conquest by the Federation. Can we rely on the Empire to save us? And the past couple of weeks have been crazy as per usual. That is it for today's video. Make sure you keep your eye out for next week's video. Catch me on Twitch and YouTube when I go live. Here's a video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. I'll see you over there. Fly safe, Commander.